MK, and today I am joining the Pieces of Me hop today. I'm also playing along with 30 Days of Sketches still, and today's sketch is by Lisa Carlton. I am also using my kit from the Counterfeit Kit that I've been playing with all month long. So a few of the pieces, I did add this one piece right here. It's a collection. It's called Crafty Supplies on my shop. I added that to the kit because I needed it for this specific layout. I also have a single photo for this because I picked elements to represent the pieces of me. So I've got 5 little potty people to represent my children. I also thought that I would throw in this favorite saying, or for a title, I thought maybe a few of my favorite things kind of titles showed up. Of course, I love tree rings, so I went ahead and brought in some tree rings as well as a logo that I've been playing with for several years now. And then this cute little United States not chipboard, what is that? Corkboard. I have a few traveling pieces, so that way I can show my love of travel. And then, of course, I have some outdoorsy pieces. I mean, what kind of layout would I be doing without an outdoorsy layout or an outdoorsy pieces? And then for some filler pieces, I brought in some of these yellow flowers. I'm not really sure exactly. I always say this at the beginning of every single one of my layouts. I have no idea really what I'm doing here. I don't know until I start putting pieces on a layout and then it all just falls together. That's how all of my layouts work. From the Crafty Garden by 49 and Market, I have these rub-on pieces. I'm not exactly sure how many I have left, so I will pull them out and share with you guys which pieces. I thought I would pull in some of these little hands that I have left over from an advent calendar. I believe that was from 2024. And then I have this. This is also a piece left over from a previous layout, and I'm going to punch these 3 punches with them. And even though they all look fairly the same, they nestle into each other beautifully. So I've got these 3 punches. One is 2 punches. It's technically 3, but it's 2 punches. One's from Creative Memories. That's the blue one, and then Stampin' Up. And I'm going to use that fabulous chevron paper. I also have this paper from Minte, the Traveler's Collection, and it is just fabulous with all of these little squares and things on it. And I thought it would be absolutely perfect for this particular design idea that I have in my brain. I just don't know if it'll work. I have some amazing thread and ribbon from Stampin' Up that I have going to be using as well. That wasn't a very good sentence, but those were the words that came out of my mouth. And then, of course, my favorite tool, because I'm making a layout all about me, I'm going to use my distress tool, because why not? So the first thing I'm going to do, and please, you guys, I know this video, this show, this whatever you want to call it, is uber long. I know that because there was just so much I wanted to share with you guys and show with you guys the process of creating a layout like this. I love doing a layout that has all the representation of what you want to say without a photo. It's one of my favorite layouts. I probably do this type of layout at least once a year, if not twice. So the first thing I did was I took that chevron paper, of course, punched out all those chevrons, inked the chevrons, and then distressed the chevrons. So now I also took all 3, one of each size of the chevrons, and they're going to represent each cluster of me that I am going to put on this layout. And I thought that I would start off with Lisa's design and scatter it across the layout like she did. Now, I'm not following her design exactly because obviously I don't have 2 4x6 photos. Obviously, I don't have a giant pattern to go behind all of these. This is it, you guys. This is my design, is just using these chevrons, and I'm starting on the left and working my way all the way over to the right as if it was, Lisa's design, right? So I thought that I would just go ahead and share a little bit about me while you watch me. Just basically have fun. This is what this is all about. I get to use a few of my favorite things on this layout because this layout is about me. And I gotta tell you guys, I really don't share a whole lot about me. I usually share about my adventures. I share about the places I go. I usually share about my children, but I really don't share a lot about me. And this would be perfect, especially, oh, excuse me. Especially if you guys haven't, if you guys are new to my channel, started following me recently, or just this is your first one that you caught because it caught your eyeballs, that I think that this is a great way to introduce me. So I opted to pick a few things that I am currently into, right? I obviously do not have enough pieces of paper in my stash to do all of me. Like, I feel like it's impossible. I felt like a 2-page was a bit much. But for this instance, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do current because, like I said, I love doing this type of layout about at least once a year, if not twice. Because normally these types of layouts I love to do because I love all of my embellishments. I love, love playing with paper and scrapbooking, of course. So, so each little cluster of hexagons, like I said previously, is a representation of me. And I thought that I would very heavily put my wood veneer on here. And all of these wood veneer pieces come from my shop. And so that is a huge representation of me at the moment because the wood pieces in my shop are more me than the acrylic pieces. I get asked for acrylic a lot, and that is why I have the acrylic pieces in my shop. But if it were up to me, they would all be wood. Just letting you know, just sharing it with everybody that all the pieces in my shop would probably be wood if I didn't have a couple customers ask for acrylic. So although I do love my acrylic pieces and sharing the acrylic pieces. So anyways, what do I have going on here? So I'm going to go ahead and just jump on in on these rub-ons. These radial rub-ons, I don't even know what to call them. Those are my favorite type of rub-ons. I know that it's a Katie Petite design specific, but they are my favorite type of rub-ons. And I thought, you know what, if I picked a layout at all to share them with, this would be the perfect layout because then I get to, again, envelope this layout in something I truly love. So the first little cluster I'm going to be working on is the map of the United States. I'm an American. In case you didn't know that, I'm an American. And so I thought I'm going to throw a United States on here. I do love to travel, but mostly my heart belongs in America. And later, I am going to put a heart on this page. You guys know. Well, for those of you that don't, I'm not a heart person. I avoid them at all cost. I think that they are the most hardest shape other than a triangle to work with on a layout, or at least in a cluster. I struggle with hearts very, very much, but there will be a heart on, a page all about me. That's great. My next little cluster here is about the great outdoors. I love hiking, whether it is in, hiking in a city, hiking in the woods, hiking in, well, I can't really say the woods, but in the great outdoors. Either way, I love hiking. I love walking around and discovering things. That to me is hiking. Whether you're hiking up a bunch of stairs, whether you're hiking up a path, whether you are hiking down your road, I love it. It is my favorite thing to do. I hike around my lake that I live right across from almost on a daily basis. I say almost because I'm a little chicken when it comes to the cold, and so I don't usually hike in the cold, but I do take a hike around, and it's a 3-mile hike around the lake that I live by, and discover new things every day, even though that is impossible for that lake to change that much. But the flora and the fauna are fabulous, and I love discovering every little bit of it. So the next cluster that I am going to be working with right now is, of course, my love of traveling. I absolutely love to travel because, again, it's all about the hiking, right? It's all about discovering the new things, getting out there and trying new things, trying new food, trying new places to to go and learn about, because that's one of the things I love to do as well, is to learn about things, whether it's history or a machine or, like I said, the flora and fauna around me. I love taking pictures and then sharing them with you guys and be like, what is this? Like the dandelion, I keep calling them dandelions. That's awful. But the daffodils that my friend picked in Washington. I shared that with you guys, and everybody was very informative to get me to find which daffodil species that was, and I found them, you guys. I ordered some for my garden because I was so excited, and I will keep you posted on whether or not I get the daffodil that I am looking for. I'm excited. But anyways, yes, I do absolutely love to travel, even if it is across my state or across the United States or up in Canada, down in Mexico, across the ponds. I absolutely love it. I really do. So I thought the best title to go in between this trifecta right here is Let Go and Live. And that has been a huge thing to me. I try not to leave when things are going big around here, like with my kids and things like that. But when I feel like it's calmed down, there's nothing really going on, I schedule a trip, even if it's a solo trip, all just for me. I really do, because it's hard to coordinate a family of 6, especially when everybody is in the double digits. It is very hard to well, actually, it's a family of 7, you guys. I apologize. That is awful of me. But it's bad. Oh, don't tell my daughter. But yes, it's very hard to plan vacations. And so I want to go. I really do. And if I have to, I do. I leave. So that brings me to my next cluster, which all of these little potty people represent my children. I've got 3 boys and 2 daughters. And one of the daughters is grown and out of the house. She's been out of the house since 2018, you guys. Whew, I don't know how I feel about that, but I do love that she just lives on the other side of the state. She's only a 4-hour drive away from me, and all that good stuff. So what I did with the potty people was I backed them with paper, and then I filled the clip in with just my adhesive. That's it. I'm going to try it to see if it works. Usually I use something called liquid glass, but I was being a little bit lazy and thought, you know what? It says dries clear right on the bottle. Let's see if it does. So I filled in all my potty people to see if I could glue that paper to the paper clip. And this glue is fabulous, you guys. So we're going to see. So moving on, while those little potty people are drying, yes, I do have 5 children. I absolutely love them. And yes, they are all in double digits. So I've got all the way from a 25-year-old all the way down to a 13-year-old. I absolutely love them. Wouldn't change it for the world. Anything about them. I just, it's fabulous, but it is hard to schedule things, to get everybody together. And one of my things is I am not going to sit around and wait for the perfect time. I really am not. Awful of me, selfish of me, maybe, but in all honesty, I feel like there's so many opportunities I'm going to miss if I sit around and wait for everybody to be available to go. There, like the Jurassic Park ride that is no longer at Universal Studios. If I would have just sat around and waited for the right time, that ride would have been long gone by now, and I would be riding the Jurassic World ride without riding the Jurassic Park ride, right? So that is just an example, right? Things are constantly changing, constantly moving around. And so as much as I love when we are all together and we can be all together, I cherish that moment drastically, but I don't sit around and just wait for the perfect time. I just don't. And so that brings me to my other cluster that I have going on over here. This one here is about my love of crafting. I don't just make scrapbook pages. I love to paint, and I don't mean like a big, beautiful scene. I mean, yeah, I can do the whole rainbow with clouds and it looks like a 5-year-old did it. It's a fabulous 5-year-old, but that's exactly what it looks like. No, I mean my wood pieces. I love painting my wood pieces. I do a lot of home decor pieces. things like that. And then of course I have a tape runner and scissors. I have a pair of scissors in every room of my house. In all four of my children's bedrooms, I have scissors in my kitchen. I have scissors in every craft station in my office. I have scissors out in the shop. I have scissors in my bedroom and in my bathroom. Don't ask me what those are for, but I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what pair of, why do I have scissors in every house or every room of my house? I mean, they are a life-saving tool. What on earth would I do without scissors? So I, of course, had to include them into my little cluster. I've also got this little flare down here that I'm going to be putting with the word hiking. I will show you guys later how to flatten that as well. So here is a picture of my wedding ring, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, the 25-year-old, she actually drew this to the moon and back little thing on a piece of paper using my wedding ring. And I thought, oh my stars, I have been wanting to scrapbook this since the day she drew it. Don't ask me when that was, because it's probably 2017. Yep, I'm in a hurry there. So yes, I love it. And I'm so glad that when Lisa Cuneo, who put this hop together, when she said that this is what we were going to do, and then she kind of listed off some of the things that she was going to scrapbook about herself. And one of the things that she listed was her wedding ring. And I thought, oh, of course, because I absolutely love my husband. He is my best friend. He is my lifeline. He is my rock. He is my anchor. He is everything, you guys. I mean, I can't even tell you what he is. Because he's just so many things. He's all the things. And yeah, I love it. And so I wanted to put him right up at the top. Like this is a pillar from my most favorite all the way up to priceless, right? And that would be my husband. So there is my one and only photo. And then, of course, last but not least is my business. And I could not be more proud of of this tiny little business. This is a business that I started back, December of 2020. But it didn't really go official until about February or March of right in there somewhere of 2021. And so we're still fairly young, but I have over 500 items in the shop, all based off of things that I miss in scrapbooking. And I don't mean miss as in I wish they'd bring it back type of stuff. I mean, like, this is what I want to scrapbook about, and there's nothing like that on the market. And so I definitely feel like I add to the scrapbooking community, and I couldn't have done it without all of you, to be honest. But I absolutely love where my shop is going. I love the partnership that I have made through my shop, all the things. I absolutely love it. So I did also pick out a couple of these words that are the rub-on words. And so I've got right now, delight in life above the painting. I've got love you. And then of course it says something, something, something underneath the love you. That is basically a message for my children. And then, of course, ever after is going to go above my wedding ring. And then forevermore is going to be below it. And then there is something in the middle that basically talks about right now, like right now. And it is what I feel like, especially when I was telling you guys to sit around and wait for that perfect moment. And to me, it's never going to happen. It really, I hate to say it like that. It sounds very negative, very awful, but honestly, it's, if you don't just decide, then no, it is never going to happen. And that was one of the things with my business. I have been talking about doing this exact business, since 2005. Yes. And I didn't actually take the plunge until 2020. That's a long time. And I could have been in business for a long time, or I could have been out of business for a long time. I don't know. But that little saying in between my wedding ring and my business logo, uh, it definitely is something I should have heard back in 2005 when I was going to do this, and make this all happen. So here's another thing that I didn't know if anybody was interested in actually watching, but all of my wood pieces, I do end up coloring them. And so I was going to share with you guys how I color this particular paint jar because it was quick and simple. But I took a gel pen. Well, I took whatever was left on my blue brush. I don't even know what color it was. And I colored the jar to make it look like it was full of water. And then I took a gel pen and did the rings around the jar, where it screws a lid on. And then, of course, gave it some highlights to make it look like it was hit by sunlight or light at all. And then I did the ferrules on the paintbrushes in a metallic. And now I am filling in my jar before my potty people were dry with the same glue to see if I can't get this jar to look like it was actually made out of glass. Will it work? I don't know. It's not dry yet. Well, it is now by the time that I am actually making this voiceover, but my potty people weren't dry yet. And so I really didn't know if this was going to work or not. So we're just diving right in, just taking the plunge fully. And now here I am definitely taking my plates in my 3-inch Stampin' Up! Die cut machine. And the first 2 plates that I used were the plates that are used for the regular embossing folders as well as the thin cuts. And then I kept the gray plate, I believe that's the embossing folder plate, and then added the other embossing folder plate along with a cutting mat to smash the flare even thinner. You don't have to do that step if the first time is thin enough. But for me, I wanted it to be a little bit thinner so I could slightly overlap it on top of the boot. I did decide to add just one of these little yellow flowers into my boot, and so now I am just wrapping the boot with this twine just to give it a little something because this is my favorite twine, or it's not really twine, it's more like a ribbon, but it's a braided twine ribbon. And it was my favorite, and so I wanted to use it even if it was just a microscopic amount. And then I do love the messiness of the twine. I'm not very good at it, but I do love what it adds to the layout. So here's where I'm thinking slightly that my map, my United States is a kind of dull and missing something. So I'm thinking about it. I'm depending on what it is and what not. So we will see what I do with it. But for now, I'm going to finish gluing everything down. I also gave that glassine look to my tape runner because sometimes they have the clear tape runners and then you can open it up and actually change them out. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but that's what this one reminded me of. But I thought that I would go ahead and add those to my layout while I was waiting to see what it is that this United States was missing. And really it was missing a heart. And I'm going to put the heart as close to my hometown as possible. I don't know if I am dead accurate or not, but I was picturing California and the state of Nevada and moving it over and thought, you know what, this is pretty close. And then of course I added a little bit of twine behind it just to give it that little bit of interest, and that was perfect for me. It really was. It didn't really need to be popped up on foam, but for me, yeah, it was okay. I also wanted to share with you guys how I'm attaching my potty people. I thought this was very important for me. I did add paper to the back, but there is that clip that is in the back of the paper still, the paper clip portion to these little guys. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a glue dot and putting the glue dot onto the clip, but then the clip kind of angles them, they kind of tilt down like they're falling off of, like their equilibrium's broke. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking very tiny, very thin little pieces of, foam and putting them behind, whether it's down one leg or on an arm. And it is very tedious. It is very thin little pieces, you guys, but it makes all the difference in the world, because at first I thought, oh, my page protector will keep them straight up. But I don't know that. I don't know how strong it would have tilted them. So I just went ahead and thought, nope, I'm going to do the right thing, take the time, do these little tiny pieces and get them on there perfect to start, right? So that way I don't have to go back and do it again later while they're all actually attached, and then it might possibly ruin my page. I also decided not to add the word favorite. I did keep bringing it in and making sure that there was plenty of room, but I thought I don't need it. I really don't. Anybody that can look at this, well, now that they have this video to go with it, anybody that sees this, they can see the representation on this page. And I had so much fun making this layout, you guys, using all my favorite things, all the things. Of course, in the hexagon, my favorite shape, right? I forgot to tell you guys that at the very beginning. I love this. I am so happy that I pulled this off. I'm so happy to join this hop, all about pieces of me. It was just so much fun, you guys. Okay, so here's the spiel. Don't forget. Oh, look, it did work out. I forgot to tell you guys that. So don't forget to check out all the links that I have down below. Lisa, thank you so much for such a fabulous sketch. I truly appreciated it. I had so much fun with it. And it was the perfect foundation for this particular hop. I have links down below for the 30 days of sketches for the pieces of me, as well as the counterfeit kit. Don't forget to check out all of those links down below. And again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. And I will check you all later. Bye.